Hello, we are the students of the Boys and Girls Club of Southeastern Michigan Industry Club. We will be talking about the data that impacts our community.
Highland Park is a small city in Michigan once known as the City of Trees because of the variety of trees you would see throughout the city. From what we have seen in Highland Park, we can describe it as slow and bland because the majority of the people have left the city and now be called a city of slums. This is because of the homeless people in the streets, the drug addicts in the community, unhealthy habits being practiced, and very few successful businesses.
How has the historical divestment that occurred in Highland Park and the public health outcome that have been resulted best be redressed? If you're wondering what redress means, it means remedy or set right. Our hypothesis is strengthening and building Highland Park's fundamental socioeconomic factors is a critical factor to a better community public health outcome.
The asset deficits in Highland Park are healthy food sources because there are only 3 grocery stores and 7 fast food locations. In cities such as Royal Oak, there are 7 grocery stores, in which 3 of which are whole food markets. In Hamtramck, there's a fresh fruit and vegetable market, which is something that Highland Park really needs. Adding more healthy food source options will create a more sustainable community and reduce air pollution due to less people going out to get fast food.
When we had the General Hospital in Highland Park, many could afford health care, but when businesses such as the Ford plant and Crusher plant closed, many were left jobless. Most people don't know that Crusher management learned that there was a planned route to construct Crusher Freeway through the middle of a Highland Park Crusher complex. Without jobs, many could not afford health care, which made the hospital close due to a lack of families able to afford health care. General's Hospital is a small hospital compared to those that you see today. This has less room, just means they had less beds than your modern-day hospital. With having less beds, they were not able to treat everyone that showed up for treatment. This is one of the results of why the hospital closed. It forced Highland Park residents to go outside the city to get treatment.
Highland Park was a rural city in the early 1900s when Ford Motor Company settled its roots just off Railroad Street, drawing attention to its Model T car that began mass production on an assembly line Ford became famous for. The decision by Ford industrialized this small city and made it a place for those seeking to live a middle-class life. Highland Park led the way with innovative housing and retail development along Woodward Avenue during this time as well. So what happened to this great city? During Eisenhower's presidency, major highways were built to make it easier for commuting in and out of the city, but also uprooting many small black-owned businesses. Later, Ford would find it more meaningful for their own gain to move out to the suburbs, taking those jobs away from the community, and soon other auto companies that took root would follow.
State officials Julie Alexander and Carl Hope, along with Highland Park's Mayor Herbert Yap, are essential to the implementation of policies needed to revitalize the city. We propose these city officials and state officials provide funding for implementation of urban agriculture for the city of Highland Park. Urban agriculture is the practice of cultivating the process and distributing food around urban areas. First, we'd like to implement gardens, branching out to fresh vegetable fruit stores, leading into food pantries and innovation to Northern Woodward Market and healthy storefronts. Urban gardening can make a city's economic base expand by creating activities through the production, packaging, and selling opportunities for food, vegetables, herbs, and fruit products. As a result, jobs are created, the cost of food goes down, and people consume more quality foods. Implementation of urban agriculture for the city of Highland Park is essential to revitalizing the city, and urban agriculture will target the 10,000 residents of Highland Park to become ambassadors to the community outreach for organic food markets and lifestyle. This has been proven with successful studies of Keep Growing Detroit. In 2020, they said that with 27,000 residents, they've grown 500,000 pounds of produce through 2,000 farms and gardens. They facilitated 4,000 curbside pickups, 600 produce deliveries, and 1,000 produce pickups. In total, the program raised $67,000 and also engaged over 860 residents. Additionally, they engaged 20 youth in web-based summer apprenticeships. Urban planner expert and senior vice president of architecture at HED, Jeff Gaines, expresses how implementation of urban agriculture is a key element in revitalizing the community.
Highland Park should adopt a self-sufficient, prosperous business district that promotes business development, community engagement, empowers residents through honest communication, where the economics of a dollar multiplies 19 times, like the Black Wall Street in the Greenwood district of Tulsa, Oklahoma in the early 1900s. By Highland Park being self-sufficient, it would bring in more revenue based off sustainable urban development and beautification without gentrification. This would facilitate healthier environments with profits going back into the community from residents being employed and local business owners or entrepreneurial reinvestments. Highland Park can be rebuilt by its population and key stakeholders by promoting Black-owned businesses in the community, similarly to Black Wall Street, and other key assets that will help the community, such as high levels of education, arts and entertainment, healthier food options, and more job opportunities. We advocate that the adoption of Black Wall Street type policies and practices will result in healthy outcomes for Highland Park communities and residents.